1, 2. Thank you. James mentioned that when you do this move, you shouldn't do a large movement. And there's a reason behind it. It's actually just quite subtle. So brush knee, and you might wonder, well, okay, it's subtle just because we don't want a bigger movement. There's more than that. As we were discussing, when Andrew does a punch and I'm at the lead arm, if I do a big movement, I'm actually forcing my weight back and my balance is back. What I should be doing is just sinking that back leg. When you bend that hip, it turns. And now I maintain this fulcrum around which, and then as I move forward, I can jam and I'm still stable. So 1, 2, 3, yeah? So, once again, 1, 2. And depending where I want to step, you know, go inside or out, and there are various schools. If you ever wondered what's the difference between stepping on the inside and outside of somebody, if Andrew punches and I do, sorry, I'm going to step forward, and I do, and I step to the outside, that's all fine. I've evaded it, but I'm really not in a position to use this arm. I have to come over the top. He's compromised because his body's turned, so it's good for me. But if I go on the inside, that allows me to go straight down the middle. So that's quite useful. So the way that the Tai Chi form handles this is I'm going to step in, but I'm going to go the outside, but my head stays on the inside. And because the foot goes outside, head goes in, if it goes that way, I'm using the body to evade and the hand to evade. So I could do, okay, but I've lost all the use of that arm. So instead, you can see again, 1, 2, I'm going to go on the outside, and my head's going to go inside. And if I do nothing with my hands, you'll see 1, 2, okay, I'm going to head that way, because he's expecting me to go that way. So 1, 2. So I can avoid it, and at the same time come around, or go straight down the line, which is really occupying the middle line. And this is open hand in Tai Chi form. Many people, why open hand? The truth of the matter is, if you, as a non-fighter, try to hit somebody with your knuckles, it's fine if you're hitting a body. But in self-defense, you strike, and you're not conditioned in any way, you're not wearing gloves or anything. You strike a hard area at the jaw, it's terrible. It's catastrophic on the hands. And I've got enough injuries in my hands to experience this. So Tai Chi focuses on using the palms mostly. There are a few. But you notice they're here. As he punches, yeah, soft. Yeah. Yeah. 1, 2. Watch what happens there. Open hand. This one is soft, straight in there. Okay. That's what that is. 1, 2, 3. Could be a mistake. That's why it's low. 1, 2, 3. Or if I want to, high. That's that brush knee. Little drill. I'm going to do a 1, 2. Andrew will do brush knee. 1, 2. Yeah. And you notice I can hit quite hard. And Andrew is, I'm not missing either. You just leave it alone. That's why I was aiming. Okay. And I added a bit of force. So there's your drill. 1, 2. Thank you. Okay. Question, can you lean forward? Yes, you can. As Sarah punches with this hand, I could lean forwards because I'm burying in. What does the form do? It kind of stays on the spot and it uses that base. But could I do 1? Yes, I can. The problem with that is that I'm going entirely on the outside. So even though if I haven't stepped, we were talking about stepping on the outside, I'm still going the outside and I'm taking my head to that side as well. So that's okay, you can do this. But I'm committed more or less because of my weight forwards to stepping in there. And the moment you do that, you're falling into that hole, you're committed entirely. So there's nothing wrong with doing, but I have to then go and then do something strange like a hook or something with that hand, a cross maybe coming around. Whereas here, I'm still on that line. So even if I step to there, I'm occupying that line. And more importantly, not to hit. When I'm dealing with Sarah's punch on that side. So 1, 2, I can get straight over the top. Kind of punching in his hand. You sink that back leg. You can see what I've done. I've done that to that. Now whether I turn, as in the form, turns that foot, it's kind of neither here nor there. Notice how this happens first, then that, and then through. And the reason is that this is the critical part. If a punch is coming, this is a kind of body evasion, a 1, 2. And when I do this, I'm really anchoring that. So it's in the same way as when I'm in shin stance, I go forwards. I go into shin stance the moment he starts to push me. With his hands on me and he's pushing. And the moment I go in there, I go to there. And I lock that hip in and create a triangle effect so that now when he pushes, pushing hard, you'll notice here I can withstand. And from there, okay? Because I'm pushing from the ground, so it's triangulated downwards. Whereas, if I did this, that's what I do when I do that. I'm throwing my weight backwards. I don't have a hope in hell. So that's the key. 1, whether I turn that or not, is because I've done the deflection, and now I'm moving forwards. So I'm in deflection, turn that because I want to prepare it. That comes after, so it's not telegraphed. And I'm in through. So this is the deflection of the body. He's pushing with that hand on my chest. You know? So it's push. So if he's coming up, you know, that's what you want. That's not just turning the shoulders, which is okay. It's turning, this is the subtlety, putting the weight on the back leg. That's power. This, turning the shoulders alone, doesn't work. So that little turn of the hips really helps in terms of keeping your stability. Tai Chi form. Lock the hip. Not here. Here. No. 1 hip. 2 hip. Hip. Not, but hip doesn't work. Hip, not, but rather. Okay. All of it is to do with that hip locking back.